Welcome back to the extra video for lesson 2.2. I'm going to look at first examples 6 through 9 on this page here. So we're given the formula y equals k times x times z squared. If we want to find k, if we know x, z, and y. So let's go ahead and replace those values. And again, I'm going to separate these values by putting them in parentheses. So it's 180 equals k times 5 times 3 squared is 9. This is 180 equals 45k. And so to solve for k, we are going to divide by 45. And that comes out to be 4. So you may want to pause on the video and try these on your own, and then watch the video afterward to see if you got the correct solutions. We want to solve this formula here for B. This formula here is actually the area of a triangle. And you're going to see at the end of this lesson, there are some formulas from geometry that we're going to be using here and there a little bit this semester. And here is the area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height. So we're just going to solve for B. So I don't know the A and I don't know the H, but I just want to isolate B. So I'm going to first multiply through by this denominator of 2, because that helps us eliminate the fraction. So we have 2a equals, and that cancels b and h. And we want to solve for b. So I'm going to divide both sides. I'm going to rewrite my formula here. And I'm going to solve for b. So I'm going to divide both sides by h. So b equals 2 times a divided by h, if I knew what those values were. The next example is A equals P plus PRT. This is actually a formula for simple interest, which we will use maybe this semester, also in my quantitative reasoning course. Math 101. So we want to solve for T. So I'm going to subtract this P from both sides, A minus P. So we have A minus P, since I don't know what P is, equals PRT. And since I want to know what T is, I'm going to divide by P and R. So P and R cancel on the right. So we have T equals A minus P over PR. That's one way. Another way is you could have factored P out front first. If you had thought about that, that would be A equals, if you factor P out, then you have 1 plus RT. And then you would have divided by P. And you would have subtracted 1. So A over P minus 1 equals RT. And then you'd have to divide by R. So we would have had something like that. But this one right here is just fine. The last example here, example 9, they gave us a formula switching from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and we want to solve for C. So we want to solve, and if we know Fahrenheit, we could go to Celsius. So we're going to subtract 32 first. So F minus 32 equals, 9/5 C. What we really should have done, I made a mistake, was multiply through by our 5. So let's do that. Let's multiply through by 5 to eliminate our fraction. So 5F equals 5 times 9 this C plus 5 times 32. So 5F equals, and then the 5's cancel there, so we have 9C plus 5 times 32 is 160. And since we're solving for C, I'm going to subtract 160. So 5F minus 160 equals 9C. So to solve for C, we've got to divide each of these by 9. So 5/9 F minus 160 over 9. So what we started out with was if you know Celsius and you want to go to Fahrenheit. And what we did end up with is if you know Fahrenheit and you want to find Celsius. And that's the nice thing about solving for each is sometimes you're going from one to the other. So if you were in Europe and you knew the temperature in Celsius and you wanted to find out what it was in Fahrenheit, which is what we go by, then you would use the first formula. So the last problem that I want to do in this extra video is on the last page of notes, number 3, just getting practice multiplying through by this 3 in the denominator. So I'm going to multiply all of this by 3. And so we're going to have to distribute here. So we'll have 3y minus 6 equals, and then these cancel, and we have x minus 1. And remember at the top there, they wanted us to solve for y. And we're solving for y. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So 3y equals x plus 5. And we're solving for y, so I'm going to divide by 3. So y equals x plus 5 divided by 3. And that is the end for chapter 2 on notes. So catch me back for the next lesson.